Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that's a real game changer for Canadian business owners, a super smart way to handle health and dental benefits. I'm talking about more flexibility, serious cost savings, and some pretty sweet tax advantages. So yeah, if that sounds good to you, you're definitely in the right place. All right, so let's just jump right in. We're going to start with a problem that, well, it's pretty common. If you're a small business owner or maybe you're self-employed, you know that whole dance around health and dental benefits, it can feel like a constant uphill battle, right? So let me ask you this, and if you're a business owner, I bet this is going to hit close to home. Think about the money you spend on glasses, or dental work, or prescriptions. Every single one of those dollars is coming out of your personal after-tax pocket. That's money you've already paid tax on. It's like the least efficient way possible to pay for your healthcare. And trust me, thousands of entrepreneurs feel that exact same frustration. Okay, so then you think, maybe I'll get a traditional insurance plan. But that just opens up a whole new can of worms, doesn't it? You're stuck with these high monthly premiums, and you're paying them whether you use the benefits or not. There's zero flexibility, you're paying for stuff you don't even need, and then the things you actually want, like braces for the kids or laser eye surgery, they're either not covered or the limits are ridiculously low. It's a bit of a mess. So what's the deal? Is there a better way to do this? Is there a way to get the coverage you and your team actually need, but without all that rigidity and those crazy high costs? You bet there is. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. So what we're talking about is something called FlexSave. And here's the key thing to get. It's not really insurance in the way we usually think about it. It's what's known as a private health services plan, or a PHSP. The best way to think about it is like a special health expense account for your business. And it's totally approved by the CRA, the Canada Revenue Agency. It basically lets you turn all those personal health expenses into 100% tax-deductible business expense. And when you put it side by side with traditional insurance, the difference is, well, it's night and day. With a plan like this, you only pay when there's an actual claim. Say goodbye to those fixed monthly premiums. The tax benefits, they're huge. And the flexibility is just on another level compared to the super rigid one-size-fits-all approach of old-school insurance. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? Like, what does it look like day to day? You're probably thinking it sounds complicated, but honestly, it's shockingly simple. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how it all functions. First, let's talk cost, because that's always a big one. There's a one-time setup fee, just $250, and that's kind of it for fixed costs. There are zero monthly premiums. The only other cost is a small 10% admin fee, but, and this is the key part, it only gets applied when someone actually makes a claim. So you are literally only paying for what you use. That's it. The whole process is just so smooth. It works like this. You or an employee goes out and pays for a medical or dental service. Then you just snap a picture of the receipt and upload it online. The business then funds that exact amount plus the small admin fee. And bam, the employee gets 100% of that money reimbursed tax-free right into their bank account. So simple, so clean. So what's covered? Pretty much everything. The list of eligible expenses from the CRA is huge. We're talking dental, cleanings, crowns, even major stuff like braces and implants. Vision? Yep. Glasses, contacts, even laser eye surgery. And all those practitioners, chiropractors, massage therapists, psychologists, you name it. The bottom line is, if the CRA sees it as a legitimate medical expense, you're covered. Okay, now we get to the part that makes most business owners go, whoa, wait a minute. Let's talk about the tax advantage, because honestly, this is where the real magic happens. This is the superpower of a plan like this. It really boils down to this. You're taking what used to be a personal, after-tax expense and turning it into a pre-tax business expense. Just by doing that, you can unlock massive savings. We're talking about potentially shaving 30, even 40% off your total health and dental costs. It's a huge deal. Just let that number sink in for a second. 40%. Can you imagine finding a 40% savings on any other major expense for your business without cutting back on quality? That's a massive win. That's real money that goes straight to your bottom line. Let's look at a quick example to see how this actually plays out. Imagine your family racks up about $10,000 in health expenses in a year. If you pay that personally out of your own pocket, it costs you, well, $10,000. Simple. Now run that exact same 10 grand through FlexSave. Because it's now a business deduction, your actual after-tax cost drops to around $6,000. That's a real, tangible $4,000 back in your pocket. It's really this perfect 1-2 punch. For the company, the whole thing is a 100% tax-deductible business expense that lowers your company's taxable income. Simple. And for the employee, which, remember, can absolutely be you as the owner, the money you get back is completely tax-free. It doesn't count as income, it doesn't show up on your T4, it's the best of both worlds. So that's the core of it. But the great thing is you can build on it. The plan is super adaptable, so you can add some extra layers of protection or even wellness benefits to make it a really complete package for your team. For instance, you could add on emergency coverage. This is more like traditional insurance, and it protects you from those huge catastrophic medical events with coverage up to $2 million. Then there's a really cool optional wellness plan. This lets you cover things like gym memberships, fitness gear, even childcare. Now, just a heads up, that wellness part is a taxable benefit, but it gives you some amazing flexibility to support your team's overall well-being. So after hearing all this, if you're thinking, yeah, this sounds way smarter, way more flexible, and a heck of a lot more tax efficient than what I'm doing now, you're probably wondering what the next step is. Getting started is actually really easy. The folks at Moneris Financial Services can get you a personalized quote and just walk you through the whole simple setup. You can reach out directly to Mansoor. His cell is 778-898-3202. Again, that's 778-898-3202. Or you can email him at mansoor@moneris.com. And of course, you can check out their website at moneris.com. It really just leaves you with one question to think about. What could your business do with an extra 40% savings on healthcare costs?